What is up, Rockland Revolution? All right. So we're just waiting right now. We're about to do an interview right now with an amazing band right now that's up and coming called Poet the Band, guys. Good friends of mine, Cody and Aiden. Been following them for a while. There we go. I mean, that's like the first time we ever get on the first try. That's awesome.
Hey,
that's awesome. Okay.
Got the whole band. You got us trapped in a car, so it's pretty hard to escape right now.
Welcome, guys, to Rockland Revolution. I'm your host, Rick Phoenix. I'm very privileged to have these guys. I've been following Cody since like the old Twitter days that I used to, I don't know. For me, it's old because I don't get on Twitter anymore, but I remember following him through several projects and everything. And now Aiden, I follow him and the rest of the guys. I don't really follow everybody yet, but I will. Welcome to the show. How are you guys doing? We are right now on. Is this your first tour?
Yeah, it is. As this band.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you guys do in the band.
All right, I'm Kevin. I'm the drummer. I'm Spencer. I play bass.
I'm Cody. I play guitar.
And I'm Aiden.
How did you guys come about getting the name of the band? I was curious about that.
We started the band, and we came up with we just sort of knew we wanted to put a band together, and we wrote a few songs. We didn't have a name, and we kind of we came up with one name, and we liked it, and I don't know, one day we were just talking, and I was like, writing songs is a lot like poetry.
Yeah.
And it's like, Poet would be a really cool name for a band. Let's talk about that. And just sort of over time, it turned into what it is.
Originally, was this supposed to be a side project, or was it intended to be a full band?
It was intended. We had recently left our previous project, and we weren't. So we really didn't have like a huge objective in the beginning. It was more so we wanted to just write some songs and kind of see, because the previous project we were in, we didn't actually start. And so I've been doing music for 16 years, and this is the first time that I've actually started a project. Like, I've always joined things that already existed.
Yeah.
So,
Plus you transitioned to guitar, right?
Yeah, I did. I transitioned from bass to guitar, and so like a lot of that was let's just get together as friends and let's just write music without limits, see what happens, see what we come up with, and we really tried to kind of have no boundaries on. We didn't know what kind of band we were even going to be, and just over time it developed into what it is, and the name kind of came.
What kind of genre would you guys consider yourselves, or is that like also like there's no boundary here? We're gonna go wherever.
We're kind of open to go wherever, especially in this phase. We're just really, we're finding our sound. I'll say that we fit into the, sort of metalcore, Warped Tour, post-hardcore, pop punk kind of scene. I think a lot, but we really are open to all genres of music. All of us listen to probably every genre of music out there.
What kind of influences do you guys have?
I listen to a lot of things. I love Bring Me the Horizon. I've followed them since I was really young. But I also, I'm a big pop fan. I love stuff like Charlie Puth. Then I feel like I kind of take it out. I listen to a lot of rap. I listen to stuff like Pooh Shiesty and Young Dolph, and pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few things. I just love music in general. So as I pull influences, I feel like from really every genre, and probably have a favorite artist and just about it.
As a new metal, I was a new metal kid. So, growing up, the biggest bands for me were bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit and the Deftones. And really, when I started making music in the beginning, I was really inspired by modern metal bands like Seven Dust and things like that. But as time has went on and I've gotten older, I kind of find myself, those things that I really enjoyed from new metal, I've tried to incorporate more of those into the songwriting. And I like a lot of different things, but really it's just sort of more classic metal things.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I've listened to everything from I feel like it started when I was young. 80s music was the shit. Anywhere from hair metal to pop, Depeche Mode,
Yeah.
Poison, Whitesnake, and then as I got older, I was like, I had an older brother, would listen to like alternative rock, like STP and shit like that. And then as I, kept growing up, Screamo became a thing. Screamo was huge in the 2000s. And
Yeah.
that's like right when I went to high school. So, and then
Do you play guitar? Do you
What?
play guitar as well?
Yes, I do. I produce as well and mix. So it's like, I feel like just loving music. It's just in my blood. So it's like, I don't really specifically care what the sound is. It's just like, I like a good song at the end of the day.
So yeah, like when I was growing up, my parents were really big into like everything, whether it was like Van Halen, fucking Pink Floyd, Beatles. So when I first started playing drums, it was kind of like a lot of that, but kind of like Cody, like when Limp Bizkit and Korn came out, like I was immediately drawn to it. But as far as what I listen to now, I'm kind of just stuck in the metal like mindset. Like that's the only thing that really interests me. Like Box, Wage War, Slipknot, like the list goes on and on. So
definitely making a great sound with all your blend of influences and everything together, guys. Like I'm loving the sound. Like bro, I think you have is it like 3 or 4 songs right now? Is it 3? I think one of them might have been unplugged.
Yeah, one's acoustic, and then 3 originals out now, and then now. Basically, anyone that comes out to see us on this tour has the ability to buy the EP now.
Oh, cool.
Check it out before anyone else can, and then it'll officially launch on the 15th. So we'll be setting up pre-orders and stuff like that soon, where people can digitally pre-order it.
Okay, like I said, I'm digging the music, the music that you directed, your own music, everything. How's that? How's the process of that going? Like
I've been doing film and music videos for about 5 or 6 years now. And I have built up, a lot of resources with people that are other filmmakers and crew members and things like that, so that when we need, we can hire in other people. We still try to invest in the videos. It's just obviously we're saving on what a director's fee would be, and I'm putting my time in on that. I find it really important to do the pre-production process and really plan out the shoot as much as possible beforehand, because that saves all of us a lot of time. But on the last one that we just shot, Think of You, we ended up, it's one that we shot entirely ourselves with no other videographer there. So we set up all the performances on tripods and did all the acting and stuff like that. I went and filmed without the band in it. And basically I go and do intercuts of each member that are moving, so that whenever I put everything together, it still gives the appearance of a live performance, with cinematic acting scenes. And,
great job, man. I think on one of them, I think you guys shot it, was it New York or something?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the acoustic one.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Like that's really like you're close to the project. You're good with that. So definitely that's awesome to be able to be the director and be the singer, and you know what I mean? Like I as a musician myself, I definitely would probably pick that role myself if I could, because it's your vision, sort of. I mean, it's everybody's vision, but you're that focus right there, and I think that's a cool way to go. But I mean, how does it go with the writing process for the music?
It's going really good right now. We've already got all the songs for what would be the next EP. We'll still be releasing everything just as singles, though. Right now, we're basically just getting the writing all completely fleshed out past, the pre-production.
How many songs?
We're not entirely sure on the number yet, but I would say 6 to 8 again, like how. But it'll be something that we'll drop them single by single, probably starting next year.
I think that's the way like everybody's kind of doing it now, right? Like it's a little bit more focused on that one song, so you make the video and boom, you put it out. You know what I mean? Like.
Music, it's number one. Writing, it's number one above everything else. We didn't do anything else. We try to make sure that we're putting in the time on all that. All of us have remote recording setups also, where we live so far away from each other. So we're able to really, send stuff forth, and we can actually, professionally track it again and then send it back out. Spencer mixes everything, so then we're able to kind of streamline a lot of it. And like you said, we're really close to the project then, which allows us, it's a lot of work, but then at the same time, we do have a lot of control over all the aspects of the band, which I think, like I said, a lot of work, but when you get the gears moving, I mean, it starts really working like a, you know, well.
Right now, you guys are on tour right now. Where are you guys at right now?
We're somewhere around Toledo, to be perfectly accurate.
Okay. And where are you guys playing tonight?
We're playing at Pierre's, which is in Fort Wayne. So Pierre's is like a big complex, and they have a smaller, I think it's like a 250 cap.
Anybody out there that's listening right now, make sure to head out tonight. Check these guys out, man. All these bands that are coming through here, you know, and even your favorite band at some point, they started somewhere, and you're definitely gonna want to catch these guys early. I have a feeling they're gonna blow up. I'm telling you right now. I love the music, I love the passion behind it as well. So definitely, I'm proud of you guys, man, and I'm wishing you a great show tonight, man. You said that, so you can kind of bounce off stuff, or do you go to actual studio after like demos and stuff?
So it depends. Like, all right, so basically Spencer is the producer and.
Okay.
A lot of them, like Cody, you know, writes a lot of the instrumentals and then write together and stuff. So we kind of work out what we can do in our schedules.
Yeah.
Considering that we live so far apart, we try to always be writing stuff. So whether it's Spencer writing an instrumental and tracking it, Cody writing an instrumental and tracking it. Basically, we have, you know, a massive bank of probably 30 or so instrumentals now that we've written. Like I said, the whole EP, we've done all the vocals and stuff on those. And I basically, you know, I just would go out, find what, you know, feels good to me at a certain period in time. I'll listen to an instrumental, and if I really feel something from it at that moment, then I'll try to write, you know, some vocals on it, and I build through that process until we've had everything written. And then we just really going forward. I mean, I think with this EP, we did a lot of things. We went to a couple studios. We tracked our drums.
We did real drums.
Yeah, we did real drums,
this EP, which was pretty crazy.
Yeah, and so I mean, but we also had worked with a couple other producers in there at times. We do have someone else that masters it, Ted Jensen, and we also went into another studio and tracked the guitars. We got together a couple times, you know what I mean, and actually sat down with songs and wrote together. So just trying to really figure out in our schedules how we can give the songs the time that they need and really develop them.
Any cover songs that you're gonna maybe remake or do?
Well, we did.
Or even for live.
When we were together last, we were like, let's just do like a little video really quick for TikTok and shit. So we did Like a Stone by Audio Slave, but no, we don't.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah. That was good.
We've talked about a few, but like we just either the time is not right or we just haven't found the one yet. I don't think it's out of the question. I definitely would like to do one at some point. It just needs to feel like the right song at the right time.
Yeah, because I don't think that we want to be, and nothing against any band that does this at all. We've done it in probably all of our previous bands, but at this time in our careers, I think we don't want to just ride off the popularity of a cover song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really,
definitely.
If we do a cover song, if we do one, it needs to be one that is true to us, and I think something that is unique and isn't just, you know, a top 40 cover, or if it is a top 40 cover, it's one that we really relate to as artists.
Yeah. No, I get you. That makes sense. I know you guys. Real quick, what bands were you guys in before you were with both?
So me and Cody were in a band called Arm the Witness.
Yeah, and I was also in a band called Star City Meltdown.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
And I guess I was in All Is One also before that.
I basically started my own band, A War Within, as well.
Cool. That sounds cool.
I was in a band called Shudder, and I was also in a band called Harlow.
With that, usually we ask our guests this particular question, and usually we get some really cool answers, especially the bad one. What has been your favorite or your best experience on stage thus far? Each of you can answer it, and then what has been your worst one? That's the tricky one right there.
I got to open for Korn in El Paso, Texas, in front of about 27,000 people. That was an incredible experience.
Yeah.
I got to meet Jonathan Davis, talk to Jonathan Davis. I remember I asked Jonathan Davis, I said, hey, do you have any advice? So, we're a band coming up. we're playing tonight with you. Do you have any advice to help us, that I can maybe internalize to keep, to grow?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, Jonathan Davis said to me, well, you're playing with us tonight, so you must be doing something right. He's like, whatever you did.
There you go.
Now, first experience.
Oh, here it comes.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's so many.
We don't have time.
The first one that jumps up.
We played a label showcase in one of my old bands, and this was in Chicago, Illinois. And I hadn't had much sleep. I hadn't had anything to eat, and I ended up getting physically sick on stage. And yeah, unfortunately, the label never contacted us back, and I have to think, was it because I got sick on stage? But it happens.
Wow. Oh, that's horrible.
And
yeah.
So get sleep when you're on tour if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, realistically, for me, I think I treat every show like it's special, right? So even if we played a really, really small venue and there's 10 people there and they all dug in and bought merch, I would still be ecstatic that we did it.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty hard on myself as a musician, so anytime I have a poor set, I usually take it pretty harshly. But I'm trying to come to grips with, even in my mind, when I think it's bad, I'll watch video back and go, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. So I don't really particularly have any bad experiences or shows, and I think that's a rarity. So I hope my luck continues.
Just more of a criticism of your own performance, which is always good because you can always improve it.
True.
Right?
Good things.
I don't know why I have a feeling there's going to be an interesting one right here.
Okay,
What is he going to say?
I'm glad I didn't go first because having the time to think here is it helps bring up some memories.
He's going to be
I would definitely say the good times on stage is seeing what a real tour and a real festival is like. I had the pleasure and the opportunity to be able to play on Blue Ridge, Welcome to Rockville, Warped Tour, winning that, the last Warped Tour, being able to tour with bands like Bless the Fall, Miss May I, Plotting You, The Word Alive every day for a month.
Wow.
So you can see how what real bands do, how well they are, how good they are all the time.
Yeah.
It's definitely an inspiring moment, and it's I've been chasing that dragon ever since.
Yeah.
On stage bad times, let's see. It's usually, since I'm the one that usually manages the gear, it's either big failures or anything like that. It's is it the sound guy? Is it me? Is it cables? But I will say this one. It was not, the bad one I'm going to mention is now, we were sound checking Bless the Fall tour with The Word Alive, and it was right before our sound check, and we were in Tampa, Florida, and the sound guy was checking the bass. He said bass, and now I was kneeling, fixing something in front of our rig, and my bassist was tuning in front of me, and he said bass, and as soon as he said bass, he just stands up and hits me in the fucking face with his bass. And it was a 5-second wall. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got photos the day it happened, and I still have the scar. It's right by my eyebrow. So that was probably the worst moment, the bad experience on stage.
Weirdly enough, I had done the Ernie Ball, Battle of the Bands, Warped Tour stuff a few times, and had gotten on the Ernie Ball stage. But in 2017, we had entered the competition, but we weren't really trying for it this year. I'd done it a few times before. It didn't really do the things I'd hoped it would do. And we just promoted it enough to just get into the top 100. And pretty much forgot about it. And I didn't know that year they actually were picking bands to play main stage, and they would only pick one band per venue. Virginia Beach is where we were entered at. And like I said, we had just forgot about it, and I woke up one day and then got the message that we had been picked for that, and then found out also it wasn't Ernie Ball stage anymore, it was the main stage in the amphitheater. So getting to go there, and then just to get to play that on that big stage, and just to kind of see what it's like to really rock an amphitheater. I'd never done that before. I mean, I played 500 to 1,000 people, but having a more than that, it's definitely was an amazing experience. Bad one is honestly pretty bad. I played, I'm not going to mention the town, but I played in a place once where it was basically a college where they would host shows, and they would do like metal festivals and stuff like that with like a bunch of local or regional bands. And we got there, and the whole show was going really, really great. But then out of nowhere, someone comes in and starts spraying a fire extinguisher all over everything and everyone. And the dude's wearing Jason hockey mask. So then this guy, someone saw him leave the building and not get caught. And he happens to be down at like another bar right down there. So in the middle of our set, all of our band gets off stage, follows the guy who saw where he went with the venue owner. We go into the bar and we see this dude sitting at the table. Sitting at the bar with the fire extinguisher and the hockey mask at his desk. To top it all off, my friend was there, and he always wears like a banana costume, and we'll get in mosh pits in a banana costume for some reason.
That's
so
cool.
He sees this guy, and then the owner of the venue goes up to him, and he says, "Why the hell did you do that? You just ruined all my beer stills and got everything all over people and their gear, and the stuff is toxic." So the guy says, "Oh, I thought it would be funny." So then my friend here to my left in his banana costume slaps this dude in the face right there in the bar, rips it off, and then dude jumps up, starts trying to choke him, and then the bouncers throw all of us out. And pretty much the entire show, which was about 30 or 40 people, had created a line and followed us all the way into this bar and just like overtook it. In the middle of the set. We were third song and all of this happened.
Yeah.
It was definitely
That's definitely a top one. That's bar brawls and all. That's cool, guys. How do I ask this question? Who would be the party guy in your band, and who's what in the band? Like out of you guys, your personalities. Like like what would you say? Anybody can answer that.
Party guy?
Yeah. Like, yeah. Are you the?
No, man.
Are you the ladies' man? Are you? I don't know. Like
I was gonna say, with the exception of Cody, we all drink. Some of us smoke weed. I don't know. I don't want to point any fingers here. So
I mean, realistically, we're like in our mid-30s, so it's like the whole party and getting fucked up things kind of ran its course.
Yeah.
Like we enjoy ourselves, so we're not gonna like lie, but like performing and being on top of our shit is way more important. And like,
I think what Kevin means to say is once you hit this age, you feel it in the morning if you go too hard.
That's true. Yes.
Really feel it.
I get you. No, it's all good, but definitely, it's important to focus on the music and your stage performance. That is always number one, guys, no matter who you are, because you want to definitely like do the best you can on stage. Definitely for the people that are paying, to go see you and everything. And I mean, that's what you're doing. That's what you're practicing. That's why you're making your music. I'm so proud of you guys. And I mean, is there anything else that you guys want to let our audience know about you guys? Anything coming up? Any new singles or anything at all? Let us know right now.
Yeah, I mean, our EP comes out on the 15th. Like I said, we're going to have pre-orders up soon for that on all of our social media. We're going to be on content in between then. Really just trying to interact with our fans a lot. People have been really supportive of us, and we just are extremely appreciative of that. And I think, just doing things that values them while also creating music with a passion and doing, what we love. We also we're still working on the documentary. We've mentioned it a few times. We're filming part of it right now. This is probably going to be involved in it.
Get in there, Blake. This is Blake, everybody.
What's up?
Hi, Blake.
Basically, we're going to have the next few songs on the EP. We're going to have music videos for them come out as well over the next 6 months. And basically really just working on everything in between that, preparing for the next year. I feel like it's way better to, start preparing early, get ready for everything that we have going then so that we can be even more efficient than we had been.
September 7th, if you're familiar with Danny Wimmer Presents, we're in the battle to play Louder Than Life. So that bracket that we're in, we just got to beat 3 or 4 other bands, and we'll get to play on the main stage. So that's
Twitter.
we just
Twitter.com/DW Presents.
Twitch.
Twitch, sorry.
Yeah, so we need people to vote for us on Twitch.
This guys, Poet the band is on the road right now. On the East Coast?
Midwest.
Midwest? Okay, Midwest right now. They're playing tonight. Or Wayne, Indiana, guys. So if you are out there, make sure to go out there, check these guys out. One more question. I got this one. If you were to tour with any band, dead or alive, like anybody that's passed away, like the Doors or something, who would you tour with?
Because definitely that's one I always say when people ask that question. Is definitely the Doors.
Me too.
Genre wouldn't fit, you know what I mean? But I'm a huge fan of Jim Morrison. A huge fan of the Doors. I've probably bought every album at some point in my lifetime, and I have like biographies on top of biographies about him. So it's like that is definitely a dream. I would say if it was going to be in a live band right now, I would love to tour Bring Me the Horizon.
Fuck. Come back to me. I need more time to think about that.
So I think it'll probably be a tie. Like, I love Lamb of God, and they put on a sick show.
Oh yeah.
But I think with the history of what Bring Me the Horizon, to like the same kind of mass market with people that maybe aren't necessarily metalcore fans, but yeah, I think we would be able to convert a decent amount of fans if we were out.
Cool.
Seven Dust probably would be my dream to tour with. I mean, Seven Dust is just awesome band.
I would probably have to say, even though it probably wouldn't work with our genre, either a band, Slipknot, Metallica, but something that would more fit with our style of music would be like Bad Omens or Bring Me the Horizon for sure.
I was about to say that. That is one of my favorite bands right now, Bad Omens. I was gonna say you guys would. I could see Seven Dust too. Cool.
Yeah.
You guys get heavy. You guys get a little heavy.
Bad Omens, if y'all are watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bad Omens, if y'all watch. But hopefully one day we'll be able to get them on here as well. But yeah, man, I'm so proud of you guys. You guys have a great show tonight, great tour. Continue working hard like you guys are. I know you guys are doing it on every level. You're definitely an inspiration for people like me that are still wanting to do our music as well. So you keep going, and hopefully one day we'll be out there together.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Guys, all right, be safe. We'll see you guys next time. Yeah, Poet the Band, guys.